Good evening, folks, and welcome to Montreal, Quebec, Canada. As the Calgary Stallions come into town, as if we have our weekday primetime game of the week. The Montreal Mammoths leading the Canada division, trailed closely behind by the Calgary Stallions, and now they will do battle here tonight. Pedersen and Ely glide in, and they are ready to go, and we are off and running. Jean-Gabriel Acho bringing in for Montreal. Montreal, the last remaining undefeated team left in the PIHANA. Calgary just 3 points back of them, which means winner of this game will be first place in the Canada division. Toronto idle tonight. They also sit with a 4-1 record. So Calgary, with a loss, could find themselves third in the division and out of the playoffs, or they could find themselves at the top with a win on the road here in Montreal. Montreal been the most dominant team so far early in this season. Shot stopped there, as it is the backup, Alexei Novak, as Calgary had a back-to-back here. So they go with Novak in net, and Zavina with a glove stop there. Jake Zavina in net for the Mammoths. They went with Yuriska last night, and they go with Jake Zavina here, does Montreal. Wilkinson will take on Lackinen. One back to Magnuson. Miller, glove stop by Zavina. They keep play going. Oh, and it looked like it came on net for a second. Wilkinson can't get the shot away, and we'll have a slash here on Albin Wilkinson. And it'll be touched up there by Calgary, so an early power play for the Mammoths. Slash there on Wilkinson right in front of the Montreal netminder. Lackinen against Delaney in the faceoff dot. Ready to go here on the Montreal power play. Delaney wins it back to Bork. Bork will get it out. The first one on it will be Vincent. Vincent behind his net, loses it for a sec. Delaney shot, stopped by Zavina. And it'll be Sakari Partanen. They'll get it over to Vincent. Vincent to Dubois. Dubois across the blue line. Tries to get it deep and loses it. Delaney, first one on it for Calgary. He'll circle behind his net and flip it with the backhand out. It'll be Partanen on it. Tries to get it to Vincent. It goes wide. Vincent now up to Lackinen. Lackinen to the blue line. Poked away there by Bork. Bork turned over. Lars Shegstead. Oh, can't get the shot away. Now Vincent to Partanen to Lackinen. He'll go down low to Shegstead. Shegstead up high to Vincent. Block shot. Magnuson tries to pick it up. Lackinen off the post. He beats Novak but can't beat the crossbar. Shot blocked down in front, and Bork will get it out. 40 seconds left here on the power play for Montreal. Vincent chased back. He'll go to Shegstead on the near boards, and he's hit there. Slater will get it and flip it out right to Vincent. Ely at the red line will retreat. Vincent up to Sokolov. Sokolov bodied there by Bork, and Bork gets it right out of play. So now 5 seconds left here on the opening power play. Sokolov enters. Back to even strength. Bernier will get it away up to Wilkinson, who just served the penalty. Miller hole, and he's hammered there by Acho near the benches. Hughes tries to kick it up the boards to De Laurent. He'll come free. Poked away. Wilkinson behind the net. In front, and it'll be stopped there. So we will have a penalty. De Laurent wondering if he was trying to get it down to Reinhardt, if they're going to call that slash. So Reinhardt wasn't able to get a stick on that. We'll see the replay here. Yep, they're going to call it there as Wilkinson tried to backhand it to Reinhardt down low, and De Laurent gets in on the hands, called for the slash. So Reinhardt against Duda, and it's Reinhardt that wins it away. Line A shot block. Kuznetsov loses it to Duda, and Boris Duda will get it out of play. Bernier with it behind his own net. Will get it up to Pedersen. Gun Pedersen into the middle of the line A. It'll be sticked away by Brewster. And Brewster to Bernier. And now Pedersen up to Line A. Line A will turn and flip it backhand to Bernier. Reinhardt across the zone, and Brewster picks it off, and Mikhailov up to Duda, and Duda will be the one that gets it out. So nothing going so far here for Calgary on this power play. Is Pedersen up to Kuznetsov halfway through. Kuznetsov tries to cut to the middle and it's knocked off there by Winters. Duda, he'll be tripped. So we will go 4-on-4 once it's touched up by Calgary, and there it is. So 4-on-4 for 50 seconds as Kuznetsov guilty of the trip. So now face off here, coming 4-on-4. And it is won by Calgary, forced back to Warshevsky, all the way up to Wilkinson at the blue line. They'll get it poked away by Acho. They'll battle right in front of Ray Ferraro there. Wilkinson now to Hughes. Hughes is hit there by Warshevsky, a heavy hit by the Belarusian. He'll get it to Laine. Laine to Wilkinson. Shot, stop, and Warshevsky! Stas Warshevsky. The rebound given up by Jake Savina, and Calgary able to put it away as they had a 3-on-2 there in the 4-on-4 play. We will stay 4-on-4 for just 10 seconds longer, and then Montreal will go on the power play. Is Calgary able to get it to a 1-0 game early here? Montreal trailing. They have not done that much, if at all, early in this season. And another penalty, this one coming to Acho for the trip. He will find himself in the box. Tripping Valentine Winslow there. Shepard against DeLaron in the dot. One away by DeLaron. Back to Winters. Winters will get it over to Vincent. Up to Shagstead. Shagstead will turn. He'll lose it. And a penalty coming up again on Calgary. Holy cow. So a penalty-filled first period here. Now Laine will find himself in the box right as Kuznetsov is about to come out. With a trip there on Shagstead. Delaney now in the dot against Lackinen. Lackinen wins it back to Vincent. To Babcock, stopped by Novak. Put back on net, and Novak will hold there. Lackinen again against Delaney. 4-on-3 now for Montreal. It's won by Lackinen to Vincent. Shot! Dubois goes wide. Magnuson will get it and flip it all the way out. Mark Dubois to Lackinen. He'll enter the zone. 11:40 left here in the first period. Vincent tries to come down the wall and into the slot, and Magnuson picks it off and gets it out. Vincent will be the first one on it, right about at the benches. Dubois chased back by Delaney. It'll get to Lackinen to Shagstead. 4-on-4 now. Oh, and what a hit there by Magnuson. Robbie Delaney with it for Calgary. He's pressed to the boards by Lackinen. Magnuson, the first one to swoop in, and he's hit. Lackinen up to the point to Vincent. Down low to Shagstead. Cross ice to Lackinen. Back to Vincent to Dubois. Vincent will walk down into the slot. Shot gets blocked away. Joachim Magnuson now with it. He'll get it over to Bork. Bork up to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov will stop and turn. He'll try to feed it down low, and it's picked off by Jean-Charles Vincent. So now another Montreal power play just for 20 seconds here as Reinhardt will get it out. You're going to bleed the rest of the clock. It's down to just 5 seconds on the power play here for Montreal. Lackinen across the line, bodied off there. Warshevsky tries to get it ahead to Laine, but it's picked off. Lackinen, he'll get it knocked away. Vincent will turn in his own zone. Get cross ice to Dubois, up to Lackinen. Break out to Sokolov. Sylvester Sokolov hit there by Bernier. Reinhardt, the first one on it. Reinhardt will come away with it. Pedersen will cut to the middle. He still has possession, loses it for a sec. Reinhardt, shot, gets stopped by Zavina, and he will hold it. So the penalty barrage is over. We are back to fully even strength. Calgary with a 1-0 lead. 9:05 left here in the first period. One away by Montreal. Winters to Sokolov. Sokolov across the red line, enters the zone. Turned over to Laine. Laine up to Wilkinson. Wilkinson cross ice to Miller. He'll turn. Get it up to Laine. Laine centers to Bernier. Now Miller shot gets blockered away by Zavina. He'll be out in front now. Wilkinson tries to go, and he can't get by Zavina twice. 2 big stops by the American goaltender. Borshevsky comes down into the slot. Tries to get a shot away, and he'll lose it to London Winters. Winters, and across the line, will stop. Tries to get it centered, and Laine will pick it off. Laine will flip it down. First one on it is Winters. Winters pressed to the board there by Leon Miller. He'll kick it up the boards to Yevgeny Ely, the centerman. Coming in across the far boards. Gets it sticked away for a second. Will lose it. Calgary on it. Borshevsky with the puck now. Up to Miller. Miller enters the zone. 6.5 left here in the first. He'll get it poked away by Hughes. Babcock will turn. Flip it cross ice to Kovalev. Kovalev up to Babcock. Babcock to Dubois. Dubois. Oh, tries for the centering pass and it's picked off. Matej Shepard up to Fyodorov. Velimir Bogdanovich. He'll lose it for a sec. Now we'll have it. Tries to feed it down low to Fyodorov and can't get it through. Kovalev picks it off. The Russian forward tries to get it through and Velimir Bogdanovich will pick it off. He'll kick it up the wall. They'll keep battling for it there. 2x2. It'll come on goal to Zavina and he will hold there. Just a touch over 5 minutes left here. And an exciting first period. Montreal losing the shots on goal battle. Just losing 9-3. It'll come free. Calgary. Shepard gets to the front. Now Bork up high to Shepard in the high slot. He'll get it poked away. Duda loses it to Magnuson. Bogdanovich shot on net and Zavina will hold there. Slater against De Laurent. And it is one away. But now kicked out of the zone, and Joachim Magnuson will get it back to Bork. To Slater. Vinny Slater cutting in. Glove stop by Zavina, and he'll kick it wide. Slater now out in front. Another stop by Jake Zavina. So Zavina been busy here early. In his 3 previous starts, he hasn't had to be as busy. Not facing 30 shots in any of the games he's played thus far this season. The one Uriska got, he faced 40 shots. Either way, Zavina has come up with a win in every single game that he has started so far this season. Shot on net, and Zavina will hold there again. So Calgary has come out and been the aggressor, been the better team here through the first 16 minutes. We'll see if they can continue that and hand Montreal their first loss on the season. Bernier to Kuznetsov. Oh, and a blocker save by Zavina. London Winters up to De Laurent. De Laurent up to Duda. Duda gets poked away there by Warshevsky. Kuznetsov now looking to enter. He'll lose it. Kuznetsov now. Shot. Oh, and it gets by Zavina, but he is able to hold on to it, get a glove on it. Mikhailov now. Warshevsky will turn. He'll get it up to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov will get it poked away. Kuznetsov poked away again. London Winters now up with it. Winters will get it up to Mikhailov. Terenti Mikhailov across the blue line. He'll go to the corner. Tries to flip it back. It'll be Warshevsky. Stas Warshevsky. 18 minutes gone here in the first. Up to Bradley Reinhardt. Reinhardt tries to center it. Can't get it through as Winters picks it off. Shegstead now met there by Reinhardt. He'll turn. Vincent now with the takeaway. Minute 30 left here in the first. Vincent to Shegstead. Stopped by Novak. We have not had to say his name much, and Calgary would like to keep it that way. Their backup goaltender in tonight, Alexei Novak, so far has stopped everything that's come his way. Face-offs even, 7 apiece. Fyodorov wins it. Shepard loses it to Shegstead. He'll get it back to Partanen. Over to Hughes. To Lars Shegstead. He'll lose it for a second. We'll get back on it. Get to the slot. To Franz Shegstead on his backhand. Gets it to Lackinen. He'll lose it to Shepard. Shepard to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich tries to get it to Fyodorov, and he can't quite feed it through. It'll be now Lars Shegstead. Pressed to the boards there by Bernier. Picked up by Shegstead in the slot. Shot scores! Franz Shegstead. as the Mammoths, right before the end of the period, get it knotted right back up at 1. It'll be set up there by Lars Shegstead. So Shegstead to Shegstead, the goal there. Just under 9 seconds left here in the first period. It looks like we will be headed to the intermission with a 1-1 game. Taken away by Sokolov to Ely. The legs at the zone, flip it deep, and that will do it. So an exciting first period here from Montreal. As we see Franz Shegstead able to bury one past Alexei Novak to tie the game right back up at 1. Stas Warshevsky with the other goal for Calgary down at the other end. Calgary dominating shots on goal and winning the faceoff battle right now. So better first period from Calgary, but Montreal finds a way to get it tied right there at the end. We're going to head to an intermission and be right back with you for the start of an exciting second period. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed your break. We are back to Montreal, Quebec, Canada for a primetime weekday game of the week. Evgeny Ely and Gun Pedersen ready to go for the face-off, and Pedersen wins it back to Warshevsky. And Warshevsky will go cross-ice to Reinhardt, up to Bernier. Bernier will circle back in the neutral zone. He's chased by Sokolov. Gets it up to Kuznetsov, to Reinhardt. Bradley Reinhardt will stop and turn. Tries to flip it back to Warshevsky, and it goes awry. Warshevsky and Ocho will chase back. Warshevsky up with it to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov tripped down by Ocho, and that'll stop play right there. So Ocho tripping Kuznetsov there. He'll head to the box. Power play coming up here for Calgary. Again, at about the 15-minute mark of the first period, we had a penalty fest. We were back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Montreal was able to kill all of the penalties, the abbreviated ones that Calgary had in the first period. Let's see if they're able to do it here again. Miller up to Slater. Slater shot. Stopped by Zavina. Will go behind the net to Fyodorov. Shot there by Delaney, and it's stopped. So Fyodorov playing behind the net, tries to get out in front of Delaney, and Zavina reads that pass well and is able to get across. So another face-off coming. Lacking in against Fyodorov. 10 seconds gone here on the power play. Tie up there. Delaney comes free, and it's stopped by Zavina. Good stop there. Winters will get it and flip it all the way out. As Winslow will try to chase it down. But he's unable to get there. Lacking in the first one on it shorthanded, but he throws it, and it's picked off by Leon Miller. It will come up, and he will be offside. As Delaney in just ahead of the play for Calgary. So De Laurent against Fyodorov again in the dot. And it is one away by Montreal. Dubois will flip it down. First one there is Valentin Winslow. The defenseman up to Miller. Miller now. Hits there, but gets free of there at the blue line. De Laurent now will clear it out of action. Winslow again, the first one on it for Calgary. He'll get it up to Fyodorov. Fyodorov pestered there by Dubois. And now get free to Miller. Stopped by Zavina. It got behind him for a sec, but Zavina able to close up the legs and hold it there. Now Reinhardt against De Laurent in the dot. Reinhardt wins it back. Pedersen shot, glove by Zavina. Good glove stop by Jake Zavina. Again, Reinhardt against De Laurent. 38 seconds remaining left here on the power play for Calgary. De Laurent wins it back. Sakari Partanen will get it out of play. It will be Bernier back for it. Over to Pedersen. Pedersen circling. He'll get stick checked there by De Laurent. De Laurent, shorthanded. Can't get a shot away. Pedersen will swoop in for Calgary. Probably one too many moves there by De Laurent. Now Laine loses it there. Laine shot gets blocked away to the corner. Partanen pressed there by Kuznetsov. He'll try to kick it up the boards to De Laurent. De Laurent now to Dubois. Penalty is over. Jean-Gabriel Ocho out of the penalty box. He gets it up to Partanen. Over to Lars Shegstead. Kuznetsov now with it for Calgary. He'll go cross ice to Laine. Laine loses it to Vincent. Vincent with a break. Shot gets blocked away. Vincent, first one on it. He'll get it to Shakestead. Back to Winters, to Vincent. Lars Shakestead in the high slot. Vincent. Shakestead on his backhand. Franz gets a shot knocked away by Novak. Marcus Laine now. He'll enter the zone. Get it poked away for a second by Lars Shakestead and now fully by Shakestead. Shakestead behind the net. Kicked back to Vincent. Over to Winters. Winters hit there as it was Lackinen trying to get away. Shakestead will pick it off. Franz Shakestead with room. Shot. Stopped by Novak. And he will hold it there. 5 minutes gone here in the middle frame. Tied at 1 here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada at the Mammoth Center. Montreal picking up the pace here in the second period with the shots. Ely now against Fyodorov. Ely wins it back. Stephenson to Brewster. Over to Sokolov. To Stephenson. To Brewster up top. Stephenson to Ely. Down low to Acho. Back up high to Stephenson. He'll try to skate in. Acho loses it in the slot to Bernier. Bogdanovich. Velimir Bogdanovich across the line. Stays wide. Shot. Stopped by Zavina. Right into the chest protector there. Ely will float in against Fyodorov. Ely wins it back. Acho now up to Stephenson. Lead for Stephenson. Will turn. Get it up to Brewster. Brewster to Sokolov. Sokolov loses it for a sec. Gets it on net. And Novak will hold it there. Major. Sorry about that, folks. We had some technical difficulties with some mics again, as we are right back to action here in Montreal. Duda will come across the line. It'll be out in front to De Laurent. De Laurent gets it up high, and it'll skip by Hughes. So 4 minutes left here in the second period. They flip it down, but it would have been offsides anyway, so Montreal just heads to the bench, gets a change. Delaney into the slot, gets it over to Pedersen. He gets it down low to Alden. Alden can't get a shot away, as it's Hughes that'll take it away. Hughes battles there with Delaney. Hughes kicks it up the boards to Pedersen, to Alden. Delaney in front. Oh, and a glove stop by Jake Zavina. Back to action here. Dubois against Pedersen. And Dubois able to come away with it, as it is Montreal. Hughes turned over to Pedersen. Pedersen slap shot. Reinhardt in front. Can't get it through Zavina twice. It's now behind the net with Reinhardt. He'll get it up to Bork. To Pedersen in the slot, blocked away. Dubois, 2.5 minutes left here. Dubois turned back. It'll be Partanen now on it for Montreal. To Babcock. Oh, and he's hit there by Reinhardt. Oh, and they're going to call a penalty. They're going to call charging on Bradley Reinhardt. I really do not agree with that call. Yeah, that's just a hockey hit. That's when you just tell them to get in the weight room or something, because that's just a good hockey play. Either way, 2:04 left here in the second. Montreal headed back to the power play. De Laurent wins it back to Vincent. Sokolov tries to get it on net. And we have a fight here. Vincent against Bork. Those two will go at it. Right inside the Calgary zone. They keep battling, and Bork gets the final shot there on Jean-Charles Vincent. So a full penalty box there. Reinhardt there next to Bork. I couldn't tell who was in the middle. I didn't get a good enough chance. So a 5-on-3 for Montreal in a huge spot here. Laakkonen wins it to Shegstead. Partanen tries to get in, and Worshevsky will take it away. Worshevsky coming in 1-on-3. He'll lose it. This will be Franz Shegstead. Gets it over to Laakkonen on the near boards. He'll try to cut in. Gets by Worshevsky. Gets it to the slot, and Worshevsky able to get on the back check and get it away. Minute and a half left here in the second period. Worshevsky gets it away from Shegstead. Bernier now to Delaney, and they'll get it out. First one on it will be Stephenson. They battle it at the net there. the net front area. Franz Shegstead for Montreal. Stays wide. Shegstead in the slot. Shot gloved by Novak. And a good glove stop. We are back to the face-off dot here. Acho will have it behind the net. He'll try to flip it out front. It'll be to De Laurent. 30 seconds left here on the power play. Ely loses it. Magnuson in front to Winslow. Ely gets a shot on net and Novak stops that one. Ely will face Slater in the dot. One away by Ely. Acho to Hughes. He'll go back to Acho. Slap shot stopped by Novak. It's out in front, and Novak does get in front. It looked like he thought about poke checking it away, and that uncertainty almost led to another opportunity for Montreal, but he gets on top of it and stops play. Ely will go up against Wilkinson in the dot. Wilkinson wins it back to Bernier, and he'll flip it out. So that'll do it for the 5-on-3. Ely on net. Novak will hold there. And with just 1 second left and 2 seconds left on the power play, looks like both are going to end in Calgary's favor. So 1.1 now left on the clock. Ely loses the draw there. So a great action-packed second period with not a ton of goals, but still an exciting as Babcock, the only goal there in the second period, leads for a 2-1 lead for the Mammoths. Headed to the third period. An exciting third period right ahead after this break. All right, back for our weekday primetime game of the week. Yevgeny Ely will face Robbie Delaney as Calgary is about to kill off a penalty with just 2 seconds left. Ely wins the draw back, and Laine out of the box. So Calgary trailing by 1 here. Ely in front. Oh, and it just goes wide to Novak. Dubois behind the net. He's hit by Slater. Slater tries to get it up, and it goes awry. Hughes on it for Montreal to Dubois. Dubois enters the zone. He'll stop. Turn it over to Kuznetsov, up to Pedersen. Pedersen up to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov in across the line. He'll go to the corner. Tries to pop out in front, and he's hit there by Ely. Evgeny Ely will get it away to Dubois, to Acho. Acho to Ely. Ely stops for a second, tries to get it down low. Acho can't get it through Alexei Novak. Again, their backup having a really solid start here for the Calgary Stallions. Oh, and that hit there looks like it's going to send Kuznetsov to the bench. He's barely able to labor all the way over, and yep, he is going right down the tunnel to the locker room. Pedersen will now float in against Ely. Ely wins it back. Winters to Shegstead. Shegstead down low to Acho. Acho all the way up to Partanen. To Ely. Shot. Stopped by Novak. Rebound. Goes wide of the net. Warshevsky on it for Calgary. He has the lone goal for the Stallions here tonight. He'll get it across to Pedersen. Pedersen up to Reinhardt. He'll lose it for a sec. Pedersen now to Warshevsky. Warshevsky, the D-man. Loses it for a second. He'll get it over to Pedersen. Slap shot goes wide. Miller on it. Pedersen down low. Can't get it to Reinhardt. Miller chasing around the puck. Now Reinhardt. Back to Bernier. Bernier to Miller. To Warshevsky. Warshevsky blocked. Sticks with it. And now it'll be Shegstead. Franz Shegstead away. Jean-Gabriel Acho. Enters the zone. Turns it over to Miller. And a slash there on Acho. So again, about this same period of, the first period is where we had our penalty fest. Penalties for one, penalties for all. And Acho will get us started here with a penalty, a slash, and on the hands of Leon Miller. So we will head to the power play. Calgary down 1, 16-16 left here in the final period. We are tied, or excuse me, they are down 2-1. With an opportunity to tie it here on the power play, but Partanen for Montreal will get it out of danger. The first one on it will be Slater for Calgary. Vinny Slater up to Fyodorov. Fyodorov enters the zone, stays wide, loses the puck. Now Fyodorov gets it back. Delaney stopped, gets blocked out in front. Fyodorov tries to get to the center of the net. Can't get through. Gets it back to Winslow. Cross ice to Bogdanovich. Shot is blocked. Shot is blocked again. And then Bogdanovich turns it over to Vincent. So good defensive sort of closing gaps. Keeping the goaltender clear. Were the Mammoths there. Delaney up across the blue line to Fyodorov. Fyodorov. Bogdanovich shot. Oh, and a glove save by Jake Zavina. He'll keep play going. Delaney now stopped there by Zavina. He'll dive out and get a hold of it there. He's out inside the face-off circle as Zavina as he dives out to get on top of that one. Face-offs even, 20 apiece. As Lackinen will go up against Fyodorov. 45 seconds left here on the Calgary power play. Winslow to Shepard. Shepard gets it blocked away again by Montreal. And Brewster battles for it there. Now Fyodorov gets to the front of the net and can't get a shot away. Franz Shagstad will get it all the way down. One final rush here for Calgary. Winslow up to Delaney. Delaney across the blue line. He's pounded there by Winters. And Winters will come away with it. He'll flip it out. 6 seconds on the power play. And that should do it. So Montreal able to kill off another power play. Mateus Shepard now loses it. It'll be Shagstad all the way up to Ely. Evgeny Ely looking to create room. Franz Shagstad gets it blocked in front. Robbie Delaney now away with it. Robbie Delaney circling in his own zone. He'll bump it off the boards up to Fyodorov. Fyodorov gets hit there by Hughes. Now Delaney shot. Oh, and Zavina looked like he was trying to beat him 5-hole, and he closes up that 5-hole. Keeps it from going through. Keeps it a 1-goal game here. Hughes up to De Laurent from Montreal. De Laurent loses it. He'll body Winslow there. Now chase Slater back. Slater still with it. He'll turn, get it up to Delaney. Delaney almost turns it over. Shepard then does turn it over to Hughes, up to Ely, to De Laurent. Approaching the 12-minute mark here, the third and final period. Shepard hit there. Ely in front. De Laurent stopped. De Laurent behind the net. Oh, can't get it out in front to Ely. As he blows up. That might have been, can't tell who that was. Shepard on the rush. Stopped by Zavina. Not sure who that Stallion was behind the play that got blown up by Ely. Wilkinson now against Dubois. Dubois wins it back. Partanen pressed to the boards there. Leon Miller comes free with it. Now he's pressed to the boards. They battle there. Continue to battle. Miller again, but now he's hit there by Dubois. Wilkinson in front on his backhand. And a slash there. Is it on Partanen? Nope, Brandon Babcock. So he will head to the box. The guy that has the game-winning goal at the moment, Brandon Babcock, guilty of a slash right there on Wilkinson. So he was trying to get to his forehand in the slot area. So power plays have not been super successful here tonight. See if Calgary, with another opportunity, 10:57 left here in the third, can get one past Jake Zavina, who has been on top of his game here tonight. Pedersen will go back for Calgary. Up to Miller. Leon Miller will get to the red line. He's bumped there. Kovalev first on it. He will flip it out for Montreal. Again, Montreal, the only undefeated team left here in the PIHANA. Calgary trails them by 3 points. Laine now with the break. Marcus Laine back to Miller. Shot. Oh, and it stopped. Reinhardt gets the shot blocked there in front. Reinhardt had an opportunity. And Montreal will flip it out. Calgary, again, 3 points back. So if they were able to get a win here in regulation, they would push ahead. Stop there. Miller. Point blank range on Zavina. They would jump ahead of Montreal with the tiebreaker of the win over Montreal. Toronto also in the mix there. They are tied with Calgary at the moment. So if Calgary loses, they would drop all the way back to third behind Toronto and Montreal if they lose it in regulation. Overtime, we will talk about the different rules there. And Brewster will get it up and out for Montreal. We are in danger of having our first overtime game. We still have yet to have one in the PIHANA early season. Winters there blows up Delaney, and he will flip it out. Just 30 seconds left here on the Stallions power play. Bernier behind the net, met by Dubois. He'll turn it over to De Laurent. De Laurent tries to keep hold of it just to kill that clock. Dubois down low. Pad stop by Novak. Bernier up ice. And that will be an icing on the Stallions. So Lackinen against Fyodorov in the dot. Fyodorov wins it away as the power play is over. So Montreal able to kill it off. Still loose in the slot. Bogdanovich, tried to get it down low to Fyodorov and just missed him. Bogdanovich up to Fyodorov. Fyodorov back to Bernier. Over to Bogdanovich, to Pettersson. Bogdanovich in the slot. And Zavina will hold it. Another power play. Interference this time on Leifer Stephenson. So another Calgary power play, still trailing by one, 8:20 left here in the third. Montreal will win the faceoff. Vincent to Partanen, and Partanen will get it out. We approach the 8-minute mark here in the final frame. Pettersson up to Miller. Miller tries to enter. He'll lose it for a sec. Miller on net, and Zavina knocks it down. He'll keep play going to Partanen, and Partanen will get it out. 40 seconds gone on the power play for Calgary. Bernier to Reinhardt. Bernier in the slot. And it's sticked aside by Zavina. And now another penalty here. So Calgary will get a 5-on-3 now as a trip on Vincent. He heads to the box unhappy. So two defensemen, two key defensemen, Stephenson and Vincent, two that have big roles on the penalty kill, now find themselves unable to help. Reinhardt against De Laurent. De Laurent wins it back to Winters. Winters will flip it up off the glass and out. Bernier will be the first one on it for Calgary. He'll turn up to Pettersson. Pettersson to Reinhardt. He'll go cross ice to Laine. Laine looking for room. He gets to the middle. Gets it down to Reinhardt. Back to Bernier. And a block there by Winters. What a block. Pettersson to Laine. Shot gloved by Zavina. Good stop there by Jake Zavina. Under 7 minutes left to go here in the third period. This game so far also looking like it could buck the trend of winners scoring 5 goals. Right now, Montreal winning, and they are only at 2 now. We've seen crazier things happen that when one of these teams could score 3 or 4 goals in the last bit here. Bogdanovich on net and saved by Zavina, and he will hold. So De Laurent will skate in against Reinhardt. Reinhardt wins it back. Bernier to Pettersson. Laine over to Miller. Shot on net, stopped by Zavina. Just 22 seconds left here on the 5-on-3. And it then will be a short single-man advantage for the Stallions. So it's crucial for them to maybe get some momentum going. See if they can get a few rebounds on Zavina. That's where their one goal came today, is they were able to get a rebound. Fyodorov in front. Knocked away, and Brewster will get it away from action. A rebound off Zavina, but so far in this third period, he's been good about holding that puck and not allowing rebounds to the Stallions. Delaney in wide, he'll cut to the middle. Shepard, shot, stopped by Zavina. There was a rebound, but it gets away. Montreal able to get it away from that slot area, and Lackinen gets it out of play. Pettersson up for Calgary. He'll get it to Fyodorov, up to Delaney. Delaney to Shepard. Cross ice to Fyodorov in the slot. Stopped by Zavina, and he will glove it right there and hold. So puck got knocked up in the air, and Zavina able to get his eyes on it, track it, and pick it out of the air with that glove. Lackinen against against Reinhardt. And Brewster to Shakestead, and Shakestead will get it out. So now to power play for just 12 seconds here. Bernier, get it up to Laine. Laine enters the zone. They'll stop. Get it to Bernier behind them. Play. Bernier. Oh, out in front. Can't get it through. Bernier still with it out in front. Shot. Stop there. And Brewster for Montreal will get it away. 5 minutes remaining here in the third period of our primetime weekday game of the week. Reinhardt for Calgary, trailing by 1. Reinhardt into the slot. Tries to get it down low to Miller, and it's picked off by Sakari Partanen. Ely pressed to the boards there by Laine. He'll kick it down into his own zone. Partanen, the first one on it. Over to Winters. Winters. No one's stopping him yet. Shagstead. This one is Franz. He'll lose the puck and it'll go down low. Reinhardt, first one on it. He'll lose it to Ely. They'll battle there. Ocho in front. Stopped by Novak. That was Shagstead who had the centering attempt on net. And Novak gloves that one. Fyodorov now. Ely wins it back. It'll be Winters to Vincent at the blue line. Ocho up to Winters. Cross ice to Vincent. Over to Ocho. To Winters. Vincent. Slap shot. Knocked down by Novak. Fyodorov will try to get it free. 3 minutes left here in the third period. Bogdanovich down the boards. In front, Shepard just wide. Not sure if Zavina got a stick on that or not. Either way, it goes wide of the net. And Calgary still finds themselves down a goal. Lackinen pressed to the boards there by Fyodorov. Fyodorov comes free of it. Borshevsky now up to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich will turn at the red line. Bernier now will enter the zone. The defenseman hammered there by Matthias Lackinen. London Winters behind the net. Lackinen now with it. They'll get it cross ice to Shagstead. Shagstead to Winters. Winters now up to to Lars Shagstead. Lars Shagstead with room. Lackinen shot goes wide. Oh, Shagstead had an opportunity, but he goes behind the net. Borshevsky out in front will hold it. Now it'll be Mateus Shepard. To Bogdanovich, goes wide. Vincent on it. Getting to the territory of Novak leaving the net. Bogdanovich blockered away by Zavina. They'll battle for it along the boards. Mikhailov will come free with it. 52 seconds left. Puck lost there. Fyodorov to Shepard. Shepard loses it. Duda to Vincent. Vincent knocked down. Now the top line out. Oh, and we're going to have a penalty. Oh, what a disaster for Calgary here late in the game. Another penalty will come up right there. So are they going to be 5-on-3? They are. Oh. Reinhardt on the slash. And then they also got Warshevsky on a trip. Devastating there. Reinhardt right off the bench. Caught for the slash there. So even if Calgary's able to clear it and get Novak out, there's still going to be a man down as they are 5-on-3 Montreal now with the advantage. Ocho down to De Laurent. Hughes behind the net. Up to Ocho. Slap shot. Stopped by Novak and he will hold there. 25.5 seconds left. These things are looking dire now for the Stallions. Ely will float in against Delaney. Delaney wins it back. Magnuson turning his own zone. He loses the puck. De Laurent now with it behind the net. He'll get it up high to Ocho. Dubois in the slot. Loses it. Delaney now. And there he goes. Novak out of the net. They had to do it. He'll get it over to Pedersen. To Bork. Bork will lose it. De Laurent with 7 seconds. Will turn. Get it up to Ely. Ely to Dubois. Shot goes wide. Magnuson on it. He'll get it up. And that is going to do it. So another win for the Montreal Mammoths here at home. Calgary, a valiant effort coming into Montreal. And yes, that is the player of the game right there, Jake Zavina. A great game in net. He gave up the first goal of the game and did not give anything after that. So Montreal, at home here, stays undefeated. There was Franz Shagsted's goal there. Lackinen laying out Pascal Bernier. And Brandon Babcock with the game winner tonight as a 2-win victory for the Montreal Mammoths. We're going to head to a little quick break here for you folks, and we'll be right back with our stats to finish off the game. All right, folks, welcome back to post-game coverage of the Montreal Mammoths 2-1 win over the Calgary Stallions here at home. I'd say this probably goes up. I mean, I think the Calgary-Detroit game might be the best game we see all season, but this one right there with it, a hotly contested game right down to the wire. Great goaltending by Jake Zavina and honestly by Alexei Novak. He did a great job on the other side for Calgary. Unfortunately, comes up with the loss, but a great game. Great responses. Montreal went down 1-0 early, and they're able to fight their way back and get the win. So we look at the team stats. Calgary with the advantage in shots, 39-28. Montreal 29 hits to Calgary's 26. And then Montreal also with 29 faceoff wins to Calgary's 25. They match each other with penalty minutes at 19. Calgary only getting the 6 because they had the 5-on-3 for 2 minutes right there at the end of the game. So Montreal, but no power play goals on either side. Calgary goes 0 for 6 and Montreal goes 0 of 7. So we will head to the team stats here. We look at the Montreal Mammoths. So not a ton on the score sheet to talk about. The two Shegsteds keep their point streak going. Franz with a goal, Lars with an assist, Mark Dubois with an assist, and Brandon Babcock with a goal. Outside of that, nothing to really talk about. Winters with 6 hits there. Ely with 5 hits. Sakari Partanen with 6 hits. And Brewster, Partanen, Kovalev, and Lakinen also end up with a +1 there. A good defensive effort from the Mammoths. And then to the first star of the game, Jake Zavina. So 39 shots against, and he's able to stop 38 of them for a .974. Dangerously close to getting a shutout, getting the first shutout in Mammoths history and getting just the second shutout of the season. And it would be two guys with a Z initial somewhere, as Ziggy Belotis, the other one. Jake Zavina here almost getting it for Montreal. So a great start here. I think he had a little pressure on him to make sure he performed well after Ivico Juriska's great performance the other night, but he's able to come up with a truly transcendent performance for Jake Zavina. So now, the scorers for Calgary, we just have Stas Borshevsky and then Wilkinson and Laine with the 2 assists on the play for a +1. Stas actually ends up with a -1 on the night, so that means he was on ice for both of the goals. Reinhardt with just 1 hit, 1 shot, no points, nothing on the +/. Bernier a -1, Fyodorov a -2, Shepard and Bogdanovich both -2, so that third line out there for both of the goals given up. Simon Alden only getting 3 in just under 4 minutes. Subin Bork, 5 hits in the game. What did Stas have? 6. So not even a huge hitting game either, but I will say this might have been one of the best played games I've seen so far in this season. Both teams looked under control. They looked very secure and very confident, especially on the defensive end. And now to Alexei Novak, again, with a great game. Unfortunately, he does not get the win. He's on 28 shots. He gives up 2 goals, leading to 26 saves for a .929 save percentage to Alexei Novak, but still a loss for the Stallions nonetheless. We now will take a peek at the goals scored, and it all fits on one page. Stas Borshevsky with the early goal, coming about 7 minutes in from Wilkinson and Laine. Shegsted right at the end of the first period, too. Just 8 seconds left. Probably not talked about enough. A turnover there that led to Montreal's goal. And then 7:07 into the second period, Brandon Babcock from Dubois off a great little saucer pass out in front to set up Babcock, who gets the backhand. And then the third period, 20 minutes of cardio, basically. No goals. Guys skating up and down the ice. Lots of chances for Calgary, especially on the power play, and they were unable to do anything with it. So that is it for our coverage here tonight. Hope you enjoyed our primetime weekday game of the week as the Montreal Mammoths able to get the 2-1 win over the Calgary Stallions. Tomorrow night, another 2 games. We have the Boston Yachts headed into Toronto to take on the Royals, and then the Chicago Lakers still looking for that first point and first win as they head in to face the Empire of New York. So that is it for us here in Montreal, folks. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.